What is the vibrations mentioned in the ancient scriptures, and what is the meaning when we say to awaken your vibration or to raise your vibration? So what is this vibration? Hello everyone, I am Jamaludheen. I am an independent researcher of consciousness through science and through ancient wisdom. I compare the ancient wisdom of Egypt about awakening of consciousness with the modern neuroscience tools like EEG and the science of how the brain waves operates in different subjective experiences. So today I would like to share with you what is the vibrations mentioned in the ancient scriptures, and what is the meaning when we say to awaken your vibration or to raise your vibration. So what is this vibration in the ancient traditions and the modern practices of mindfulness? So the vibration is a very important topic. Unless we understand through our own subjective experience what is the vibration, it is very hard for us to reach and practice the ancient practices, as well as going deeper into yourself. So the vibration that referred in every ancient scriptures refer to the subjective experience in your mind, in your brain waves, in your heartbeat, in your breathing. So all these vital signs of our being, vital signs of our body and mind are all actually moving up and down in its working. So when we are coherent, it follows a movement, a wave-like movement in a coherent brainwave rhythm, in a coherent heartbeat, in a coherent breathing. But when we go incoherent, the rhythm, the vibration also changes. So the ancient people understood that these three vital signs of the being, the heartbeat, the brain waves, and the breathing, have a rhythm, and that rhythm has a vibration. And if you understand the frequency of the higher and lower moment, we can understand the coherence of this vibration. That is the exact principle the neuroscience also works. So when you see the brain waves, so this is the brain wave of my session. So here you can see the brain wave rhythm in its different forms, and this is actually more coherent sine wave rhythm compared to this part. So the objective of having more coherent rhythm and having a more coherent vibration creates a frequency of wave which is more coherent. So when the subjective experience tells us that you need to access to your vibration, that means you need to go very still and you have to feel and sense your brain waves up and down movement, the to and fro movement when you operate your mind. So in the meditation, whenever we go still, we will be able to listen to this to and fro movement, and that is what the ancient people called the vibration. And the ancient Egyptians called this vibration as When, Unas, Ani, etc. And as I believe, the Quran is the continuation of ancient Egyptian wisdom. The Quran called the same name as Anaz, which is almost similar like Unas. So the chapter 114 of the Quran is Anaz, which means the vibrations. So when we understand the coherence in our heartbeat's vibration, the coherence in the brainwaves vibration, and the coherence in the breathing's vibration, we become coherent with the universal vibration. The universal vibration, the vibration of the Allah or the universe or the God or the Creator, whatever you can call. So the whole practice of the Quran means reading the vibration of your being to be coherent with yourself and become coherent with the universe. That is the message of the whole Quran. So let's try to have a guided practice about the chapter 114 of the Quran, and with that let's understand subjectively what is the vibration mentioned by the ancient people and what is the neuroscience about it. So the guided practice starts with telling us to unfold in ourselves, to seek refuge with the highest authority through the vibration. So the highest authority, which is I am, the entity which sees your energy, sees your mind, sees your body, the highest entity. So it is asking to us to unfold, to practice seeking refuge in the highest authority through the vibration. So as I said, when you go still in your mind, in your whole being, you can feel and sense the high and the low movement of your brainwaves, your heartbeat, and your breathing. So by understanding this high and low movement, by understanding the coherent frequency at which this happens, you can find a rhythm in the whole thing. So if you can sync your heartbeat, your brainwaves, and your breathing with this coherent rhythm, that is the most efficient being. And to have that, to reach there, it is mandatory that we need to be in our highest self, to look into their entire being from your highest self. And when you see your entire being, your brainwaves, your heartbeat, and your breathing, and you master this vibration, and when you become being that vibration, when you find the coherence in your breathing, in your heartbeat, and your brainwaves, and you become you are being that coherent vibration, coherent rhythm. And once you find this coherent rhythm, if you can protect yourself from all harm or incoherences which is hidden in your incoherent pattern and behavior, and if you can protect this coherent rhythm in your breathing, in your heartbeat, and in your brainwave, that is what you become one with your entire being. And how can we protect ourselves? To look into your being and become self-aware and mindful, to understand the moment your heartbeat's pattern changes. The moment your brainwave frequency changes because of a mind-wandering thought, an anxiety, or any incoherence is happening in your mind. So if that happens in your mind, the subjective experience of feeling the vibration will be different than the coherent vibration you have been. So by understanding the change in the movement of your brainwave, of your heartbeat, of your breathing, and bringing back that vibration onto your coherent pattern, the coherent rhythm, and always finding when your heartbeat starts to pulse in an incoherent beatings, and then bringing back your heartbeat, always finding the vibrations which are incoherent because of your mind activities like overthinking, anxiety, depression, or any emotions of fear, anger, etc. So the moment it creates in your subconscious, you bring back your entire being into the coherent vibration. So this is the subjective experience of being coherent in the vibration, and that is what we practice now is the subjective experience of chapter 114 of the Quran. So once you find coherent in the rhythm of your brain waves, your heartbeats, and your breathing, you are in a coherent being. You are witnessing yourself from your highest authority. So if you nurture this coherent being, you may be able to witness in yourself being. There is no being other than the Supreme Being. That means when you are in entirely coherent and sync with your all vital signs of your body, mind, and you sync that with your highest authority, and when you become one with the Supreme Being or Allah, the Creator, that is when you witness there is no being in me other than the universal consciousness or Allah. And that is what it means in the Arabic, La ilaha illallah. There is no being in me other than the universal consciousness or Allah, the Supreme Being. I hope this practice gives you clarity in your consciousness and you are able to understand what is the vibration mentioned in the ancient wisdom and how it is related with neuroscience. If you find this helpful, please follow this channel for more insight. Thank you.